Blackstone presents A Vineyard Lullaby by Katie Winters. This book is read by Erin Bennett. Chapter 1. Much like her grandmother, Anna, who died long before her birth, Audrey Sheridan had always kept a diary. There had always been something about the process of it, putting pen to paper and building the story of your life page after page. She always found unique poetry in her mistakes and her joys and her fears, something beautiful in the passage of time. Audrey Sheridan was only 6 weeks or so from her 20th birthday, and her 19th year had been a real doozy. In the words of her Aunt Christine, "You did more living at age 19 than most people get in before 30. Her diary was proof of that, something that would be around after Audrey's death. There was something about being pregnant, on the verge of giving birth to her very first child, that made Audrey think a lot more about her legacy, about life cycles, about what would be remembered of her after she was gone. This was something Audrey had tried to describe to a friend at Penn State. The explanation had failed. Audrey no longer had the dialogue for a college conversation. A frat party seemed like something from an alien universe. Now she knew only pregnancy, horrible aches and pains, heartburn, and deep fears that kept her awake all night long sometimes. It was a gray morning at the end of February. The sun hardly bothered to lift its weary head across the vineyard horizon, and the house was cast in a ghoulish light. Audrey sat delicately at the kitchen table and gazed over the vineyard's sound waters. Since her arrival to Marthas Vineyard the previous summer, she'd hardly grown accustomed to the view. And in fact, the view seemed strangely different every day. A different boat graced the far-out waters, a bright cardinal flocked to the tree line, or snowstorms churned flakes across the yard and the docks. The seasons shifted around the big house, and all the while, her stomach had just grown bigger and bigger. Audrey finished her journal entry for the morning and then flipped back to some of the first pages in the diary.